Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at two more examples of using long division. Okay, so in this example, our dividend, the first term, 8x cubed plus 27, is missing an x squared and an x term. Okay, so when we divide, we have to have those. So what we're going to do is we're going to put zeros in front of each of those that is missing. Okay, so we're going to write 2x plus 3 divided into x to the third. Okay, and then x squared will be plus 0x squared, just as a placeholder, okay, for the answer, to write our first answer above the x squared term. Okay, we have to have this placeholder here. Now we also have another placeholder for 0x, for x. Okay, there is no x term in the dividend, so we have to have it. Okay, and then plus 27. So let's start with the four steps. Okay, the first step, divide the first terms. Okay, so over here on the side, I'm going to write x cubed over 2x. So 8 divided by 2 is 4. And then the x's become x squared, so 4x squared. And then, like I said, we put that 0x squared so that we can have a place to put that 4x squared in. All right, and then we're going to multiply. That's the step 2. So 4x squared times 2x. And then 4x squared times 3. And then the third step is to subtract. So I'm going to put a parentheses with a minus sign in front. 8 minus 8 is 0. And then 0 minus 12 is negative 12x squared. Okay? Bring down the next term. Even though it's a 0, we still got to bring it down. Alright, and then we start all over again. Divide the first terms. That's negative 12x squared divided by 2x. And I'm just going to write it over here on the side again. So negative 12 divided by 2 is negative 6. And then x, negative 6x. So I'm going to write minus 6x. Above that 0x, again it's a placeholder. And then we're going to multiply. Step 2, negative 6x times 2x is negative 12x squared. And negative 6x times 3 is negative 18x. Step 3, subtract. Okay, so when you subtract a negative, that's adding. So negative 12 plus 12 is 0. And then 0 minus minus, so that becomes again plus. 0 plus 18 is 18x. Bring down the next term, 27. One more time, okay? So divide again the first terms, 18x divided by 2x. 18 divided by 2 is 9. X's cancel, so write plus 9 above the 27. And then let's go ahead and multiply 9 to each of those terms. That would be 18x and plus 27. Step 3, subtract, and everything subtracts, so that means that there is no remainder. So the final answer is right here. 4x squared minus 6x plus 9. Okay, let's just do one more example here. Now, these are not in the right order, okay? And we're dividing by a trinomial. Okay, so there's my trinomial, and when I write this, these 5 terms, they have to be in descending order. So the highest one is to the 4th, that stays right there. And then x cubed, okay, that would be plus 3x cubed. And then the next term has to be x squared, so I'm going to write minus x squared. The next term is plus 7x, and then minus 3. Now it is in descending order, proper order. Let's go ahead and start the long division. So we'll divide the first two terms. 2x to the 4th divided by 2x squared. What does that give us? X squared. So write x squared above the other x squared term. And then we'll go ahead and multiply x squared times each of those terms. Okay. There you go. Now let's go ahead and subtract. Okay, so 2 minus 2 is 0. 3 minus minus, that's plus x cubed. So 3 plus 1 is 4. 4x cubed. And then minus a minus. So negative 1 minus 3 is negative or minus 4 x squared. Bring down the next term. Alright, so those are the 4 steps. Let's start from the beginning. We'll divide the first terms. 4x cubed divided by 2x squared. 4 divided by 2 is 2. And then the x's, I just get x. So 2x plus 2x, positive 2x. We'll multiply 2x times 2, 4x cubed, 2x times negative x is negative or minus 2x squared plus 6x. Now we're going to go ahead and subtract. 4 minus 4 is 0. This becomes plus 2, so negative 4 plus 2 is negative 2x squared. 7 minus 6 is 1x, so plus x. Okay, bring down minus 3. Alright, one last time. Divide the first terms. So divide negative 2x squared divided by 2x squared. Negative 2 divided by 2 is negative 1. X's are canceled, so write minus 1 here. And then let's go ahead and multiply negative 1 times each of those terms. I get negative 2x squared. It just changes the sign of these terms. Plus x, negative 1 times 3 is minus 3. We'll go ahead and subtract each of those. So again, this becomes plus 2, so negative 2 plus 2 is 0. X minus x is 0. Again, this becomes plus 3. Negative 3 plus 3 is 0. There again is no remainder. Therefore, the answer is x squared plus 2x minus 1. So those are just a few examples of long division.